Welcome. What's going on, everybody? We are live once again. Welcome to another Apple Home Talk Live. Hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. Appreciate everybody stopping in to say what's up live. Let's say hi to some folks in the chat real quick and we'll get rolling. We have a few things to talk about, some news, new smart home products we're going to get into, and then we'll answer questions as much as possible as always. But let's say hi to some folks first. Albert, what's up, Albert? Idaho in the house. Rainy in Idaho. C-Buzz. What's up, C-Buzz? George Langerbeer in the house. What's up, George? Thump Jimmy is here. Pamakit. Frederick here. What's up, Frederick? Thank you for helping out today and being here. Robert. We got Australia. A lot of Texans in the house. Thank you guys all for stopping in and saying hi. Don. We got Don, South Jersey. I saw we got UK in the house. Georgia, what's up, Jeff from Georgia? Very nice. Let's see who we got here. Bruce, what's up, Bruce? Jake, San Diego. Got a few California folks here. Juan, what's up, Juan? Virginia. Leesburg, Virginia. Nice to see you, Juan. Torin is here. John Wolf, what's up? Pierre. All right. Hope everybody's doing good, having a good week. It might be kind of a smaller, more intimate live stream today. We'll see how it goes because I realized I did not have the video listed public until like 10 minutes prior to the stream. So I don't know how that affects the algorithms and all that stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for popping in here and joining the stream. And thanks, Frederick, for bringing that to my attention. So I'll have to make sure in the future it's all public. Hopefully, I try to schedule these at least a day, at least by Tuesday. I usually schedule the stream for the following Wednesday, just so you guys know we're doing it. And on that note, what's up, Larry? Good to see you here, Larry. Unlock the picture. What's up? A quick little update too regarding the streams on that note. I will not be streaming next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, which will be the first Wednesday of September, there won't be a live stream. And that is because I am going to be traveling. I'm going to be going to IFA. So IFA is the world's largest home and consumer tech event where Samsung, LG, Sony, Bosch, Miley, I have no idea how to say that one, TCL, Hisense, and many more global leaders join innovators and visitors to shape what's next. They say it's the world's largest. I don't know. I always kind of thought CES was, but this is basically Europe's version of CES. If you're not familiar with IFA, I've kind of covered IFA the last couple years on the YouTube channel from afar. Never actually went in person, so I'll be there in person this year. And I'm excited because there's going to be all these brands that were just mentioned. Some other ones that I know are also going to be there. Well, let's see. We got some listed here. You can explore all of them on the website. But like I said, this is kind of like Europe's version of CES, if you will. And some other brands that I know are going to be there. We've got a lot of the robot vacuum brands. It's kind of as expected. We've been seeing a lot from robot vacuum manufacturers in the past year or two. So there's going to be, I know Narwhal, Dreamy, Ecovacs is definitely going to be there. And I know some others, probably Roborock too. Aqara is going to be there. That's kind of a channel favorite. Switchbot, Govee, Yeelight, Eufy. So a lot of the brands that we kind of talk about and we like and use here on this channel in our smart homes is going to be at IFA. And a lot of times they're showcasing new products. I found even brands that may not be at the event will probably likely release press releases and stuff like that. So we'll probably be a lot of news and a lot of, hopefully new products announced and things like that for our smart home, which is always very exciting. So I'm going to be there. We won't be streaming next week, but I will be documenting my whole trip and journey over on my Instagram account. So if you want to follow me over there, you can kind of see the behind the scenes and, kind of come along with me on my first time going to IFA, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll definitely be talking about it once we get back. I'll be making some content over there too, for the YouTube channel and everything. So really looking forward to that. Also looking forward to seeing, meeting some other creators and stuff like that. Should be a lot of fun. I see some questions already. We'll do some questions here in a few minutes. Let me follow up with you guys here in the chat. Hey, right. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to IFA. I'm excited. So if any of you guys are going to be at IFA and you see me wandering around the smart home stuff, holler at me. Come say hi. Would love to hear from you out there. It will be a lot of fun. Hey, right. Thank you. Says, I love the new podcast. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did start a new podcast. We talked about it a little bit last week, so I won't go too deep into that, but I started a new podcast with the wife. There is a link to it down in the video description here, where you just search wife approved podcast. It's a new podcast with me and my wife, and we're talking about tech, but we're talking about just everything, a lot of stuff that is in our smart home, a lot of behind the scenes and things like that. So it's just kind of a fun new take on, what we're doing here. So check it out if you're interested. Also, I will mention too, for all the smart home fans and Aqara fans, Aqara sponsored the last podcast, and there are some discount codes for Aqara products that are in that video description for the podcast. So if you're looking for deals on Aqara stuff, I know like some of the cameras, there's a discount code for some of the cameras, the T1 light strip, and a few other products, I believe. And all that is listed in the description or the show notes for the podcast, the last episode, which came out yesterday. So we just released episode 3. So been a lot of fun starting that, kind of a lot of work to get it up and running, but now we're running, super excited and just having a lot of fun over there. Hair Riot says, Caroline is hilarious. It's a great podcast. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. And I'm sure she'll love to hear that you think she's hilarious. She sure thinks she's hilarious. That's for sure. Let's see. I will try to save any questions that I see here that we can come back to. But we're going to do questions in just a minute. Real quick, I want to cover a few more things. So we talked about IFA. Definitely be on the lookout for that stuff if you're into the new smart home tech. And speaking of new smart home tech, this is new. I don't think we talked about this last week. So GE just released a new keypad dimmer switch with programmable buttons, and this supports Matter. I have not used this one yet, but really cool to see a Matter supported device like this. It looks like we have a dimmer that can control your hardwired lighting fixture, and then some programmable buttons. So customizable buttons to activate scenes, control light groups, and things like that. Let's see what we have here. So just 2 customizable scene buttons, it looks like. Excuse me. And this is a Matter over Wi-Fi device. And they also just released this guy here. So the paddle switch. Now I really like the look of this. It's kind of giving me like Lutron Caseta Diva vibes by the looks of it. I like the look of it. This is a Matter device, but this is Matter over Wi-Fi. So, take that for what it's worth. If you don't mind Wi-Fi or Matter over Wi-Fi, this could be a good option here. Again, I have not used these. I have been using the GE Matter cabinet lights for a while, and I really like those, but I have not used any of their switches. What's up, William? Love the podcast. Oh, thanks, Don. Appreciate that. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that motorcycle driving by. It's probably my buddy. He just got a new motorcycle, and he's always driving up and down the street. Next up, let's see what else we got. Oh, another new device. I think there was some talk of this over in our Discord, our member Discord server. But Level Lock has released the new Level Lock Pro. Smallest, most advanced level lock yet, offering the ultimate in performance, design, and security. This is a Matter over Thread device. Comes in matte black or satin nickel. It's a good looking lock. I mean, you gotta give them that. It doesn't look like a smart lock, so I think a lot of people will like that a lot. Real quick, want to highlight Mr. H4S3K1's comment. Thank you so much for being a channel member for 27 months, man. I really appreciate that. Says IFA next week and Apple event in 2 weeks. What a wonderful time of year. Yes, I couldn't agree more. We haven't gotten that yet, and we haven't gotten to that yet. That is correct. Apple event was announced for, I guess it's the following week. So September, what is the Apple event? September 9th. September 9th is the Apple event. Excited about that. New iPhones. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Those of you who follow smart home stuff, or Apple stuff, or you think any smart home stuff is going to be coming out of this event? I'm not really holding my breath, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Why do you think manufacturers don't include the HomeKit logo with Matter devices? Seems like a missed opportunity to appeal to Apple users. Yeah, so I was looking to see real quick if the new level lock shows that. So I think the main reason is because of it's just a certification thing. So the Works with HomeKit badge, that the HomeKit program, that you do have to get certified for that, costs more money and everything like that. And that's probably why manufacturers don't do it. And Matter, I kind of agree with you there, and that maybe it's a missed opportunity to appeal to Apple users, maybe those who just don't know any better. But Matter devices work with everything. At least that's the idea. They're supposed to. Matter devices do support HomeKit, so if a device supports Matter, it should work with HomeKit or Apple Home. Problem is that a lot of people may not know that. So to your point, yeah, putting the Apple logo on there would be nice. But I think, we're getting to a point where like some of these brands just have like badge after badge after so many badges. I would kind of like to see one day where it's just the Matter badge. You see Matter on there. Okay, it works with Apple Home, works with Google Home, works with whatever, Home Assistant, all the things because it supports Matter. But yeah, it's just a different certification. So you do have to get certified for Matter in order to put that badge on there. You do have to get certified for HomeKit in order to use that badge. So that's probably why. And going the Matter route is it's just an easier route, I think, for manufacturers and, software developers and stuff. You just have to get certified for Matter and not all those individual ecosystems. So that's my take on that. I thought we had, oh, there we go. Let's see, where'd that comment go? Sorry, bear with me. Oh, there it is. Sorry, trying to find that. 33 months of membership. Alex using his, what is it called? The milestone membership chat, I think is what it's called. Every month you get to use one of these. Can't wait for the HomePod Mini 2, and I love the new podcast. Well, thank you so much, first of all, for that. I do appreciate you guys listening or watching the podcast. We did a whole new YouTube channel for the podcast, so you can watch over there. There's also video versions on Spotify. Of course, you can listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Can't wait for the HomePod Mini 2. Me too, but I'm not so sure we're going to see it. I don't know. Do you guys think we're going to see the HomePod Mini 2 this September at the Apple event? Mr. H4 says probably in October we'll see the new HomePods. I was trying to find that comment. Yeah, probably in October we'll see the new HomePods, or maybe Apple will present a new Apple TV. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards as well. Just checking up here on the comments. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards as well. William says, when does the podcast air? It comes, new episodes are released every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, every Tuesday. So we're going to have a new one every week. And like I said, yesterday we released episode 3. And as I said, new YouTube channel for that. It's called the Wife Approved Podcast. We also have an Instagram account if you want to follow us there too, get little clips behind the scenes and stuff like that. Oh, the wife is in the chat. Uh-oh, she's going to be trolling me in the chat. Finally get to film all of our banter. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's going to be fun. Would love to see the new Apple Smart Home display. Don't think we're going to see that this year. Again, rumors and hearsay. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but personally, I don't think we're going to see that this year. That's kind of why I get annoyed with like all the rumors and stuff, because people get all excited about stuff and there's just rumor after rumor. They've been talking about this device for years now. I've been wanting and excited about it also for years, but I don't think we're going to see it this year. We're probably going to be seeing new HomePods and new Apple TV, at least according to all these rumors, before that happens. So that's probably going to be 2026. Uh-oh, Caroline's figuring out YouTube. We're in trouble now. The wife. Hey man, that's just how I talk. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not dismissive at all. Don't mean any respect from that or disrespect from that. Yeah, that's the wife. I don't know. I'm from the South, man. That's how we talk around here, I guess. But yeah, no disrespect at all. She knows I love her. So yeah, back to the new level lock. I don't know if you guys are excited about this. There's been a lot of locks lately in the past year or so. The big difference here with this one versus the other ones, this has a door sensing feature. And so it's using like special magnets that are embedded into the strike plate, which is pretty cool. That's pretty innovative, I guess, because, it's nice not to have an ugly door sensor right next to your door handle or your lock. So I like that they did that. Let's see. It also has a PIR sensor hidden behind a piece of glass in the exterior lock, according to some stuff that I've read. Now, I haven't tested this one yet, but supports NFC, thread and all that, and supposedly the PIR sensor, there's a sensor in it that will detect when to wake up some of that tech in there so that you'll get better battery life. So some of that will kind of go to sleep, if you will, when there's nobody around, and should get better battery life from it. So that's nice. This one does not support the Aliro standard, which is basically Matter's like home key version. This does support Apple Home Key, but it won't support Aliro, which is that new standard that's kind of been worked on for a while. Yes, 2026 should be a great year for Apple home devices. I hope so too. And you know what's kind of effed up is that I said that at the beginning of 2025 because of all the rumors. All these rumors, man. I thought 2025 was going to be a good year for Apple home devices. Siri got delayed, things got delayed, whatever. That's probably a big reason. And yeah, we're still waiting on new smart home devices from Apple, but I don't think there's any doubt it's coming. It's just a matter of how much longer we're going to have to be waiting, Any news on Aqara? They're working on smart displays. So yeah, Aqara has, trying to remember the name of it. The S100, the smart panel, S100. I think there's a couple of them. These aren't available in the US. So Aqara does have this. They demoed this wasn't the one they demoed. There was another one. It was more rectangular that they demoed. I forget the name of it. It's available, I think, in Europe. It's not available in the US yet. And it's supposed to be coming. But yeah, Aqara, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Aqara is going to be at IFA, I know. And I'm looking to see what they're going to be showing off and any new stuff maybe we haven't heard yet. And I'll definitely be asking them like about that smart display and some stuff like that to see the S1 panel. Thank you, PalmaKit S1 panel. So yeah, I'll be looking to see what all they've got coming. Hopefully some new stuff, some new announcements. They're always coming out with new innovative smart home tech. So that should be exciting to see them out there at IFA. At My Home, what's up, At My Home? Oh, nice. The lock-in lock uses magnets and it works really well. Very nice. Okay, good to hear that. I have not used the lock-in lock. I remember I did see that at CES, I believe, but never got one of those to test out. Speaking of devices, I got a couple things in the mail today. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to do like a live unboxing and see what I got in the mail. I think one of them is that new level lock. We can do it live here if you guys want. Let me know. Or we can just do questions. We can answer questions. I'm here for you. So whatever you guys want to do, let me know. Questions. All right, let me answer a couple of them. That's a sore subject. So Larry is asking, can we have more details about the great server rack calamity mentioned by Caroline in your awesome brand new podcast? New cabinet to be wife approved and a rolling server rack. Yeah. And Trent is correct. Lone Star Trent is correct. A bit of a sore subject, but that's okay. We did talk about that kind of at length in the podcast, so I won't go into too much detail. But yeah, long story short, there was a bit of a travesty with my rack. I was adding more stuff to it. It was a wall-mounted rack. It served me well it's been at least a couple years now on the wall. Unfortunately, it crashed on me. It fell because I put too much stuff on it and I didn't secure it properly to the wall. Yeah, I know. So a bit of a sore subject. I was adding, I already added a UPS to it a while ago, so it was already getting kind of heavy, but it's been fine for a couple years. And recently I was adding a UNAS to it, so those are pretty heavy, and I kind of knew it was a bad idea. I shouldn't have even tested it, but I did, and it didn't hold. So yeah, new rack, already ordered it. Put it together, working on getting that all fixed up. Obviously, my internet's running and everything. We're good to go. But yeah, new rolling rack, got some casters. So now I can load that sucker down and not have to worry anymore. All right, Caroline, if you're going to keep trolling, I'm going to have to, we're going to have to put her in timeout. I don't even know what she's talking about there. My slippers for some reason. No, nothing did break, Frederick. VIP, let's see, member for 38 months. Thank you, man, so much for the continued support. Frederick says, did anything in the rack break? That's a good question. Or bend. Yeah, I did get some bending of the rack itself, like, where all the holes go and stuff, bent a little bit. So the rack, which I was going to get rid of anyways because, I wanted something that I could put on the floor. But the rack did bend some. But yeah, everything else, luckily, is good to go. So I was really worried about that. I was, like I said, it was not the best day of the week when that happened, but Question, what vendor is sponsoring your trip to IFA? Jeff says. Yeah, so I am, I guess you would call that a sponsorship. So it's Ecovacs has reached out and they're basically covering the cost to fly out there and go attend some of their events and stuff. So yeah, it's Ecovacs is who I'm kind of working with a little bit for that, which is the first time I've done that. So every time I've gone to like CES and everything, I've never had a company like cover cost or anything like that. So we'll see how that goes. But I like the people that I'm kind of been working with over there, so hopefully it'll be good. Actually, a PR company that kind of reached out to me, because at first I kind of thought about going to IFA a couple of times, but the flights over there are just so expensive. You know, it's a long flight. So the room itself is not that bad, but the flights are pretty expensive. So yeah, they reached out, and I was like, well, okay, I can't turn that down. So let's give it a shot. And I use their robot vacuum, so. Let's see. Let me follow up with some of the comments here. HomeKit Techie, what's up? HomeKit Techie's in the house. Live unboxing and giveaway. You put words in my mouth. I didn't say I could do a giveaway now. Y'all want to do a live opening? All right, I see a couple comments here. Corey, live opening. Let's see what we got. I think I know what we got. I got a couple boxes, and these just came today, so not 100% sure, and the label has been pulled off, so I'm not sure what's in. Like I said, I think one of these is the level lock. So let me see if I got a knife over here. I got my other camera set up so we can see what we got here. So Shane, you're going to give the wife a wrench here on YouTube. Lone Star Trent, member for 37 months. Thank you, man, for the support. Let's see if this is the lock. Turin says this is the lock. Oh, it's not. This is not the lock. Who recognizes that logo? See if we can get that out. Ooh. That kind of out of focus. So we can get that in focus. There we go. Homey Pro Mini. All right. What else do we have? Oh, and the Homey Pro Bridge. Well, looky there. All right, we in focus now? I think we're in focus now. Sorry about that. Yeah, Homey Pro Mini. All right, so are you guys familiar? I think we've talked about Homey Pro quite a bit here. I'm using Homey Pro, and they now have the Homey Pro Mini, which is the mini version. I think we talked about it last stream, I guess, so I won't go into detail unless you guys have questions about it. Then we can. But yeah, this is basically it's like the Homey Pro, but half the price. So it's like the mini version. It's got a couple things stripped down on it that the bigger version doesn't have, but it's half the price. And kind of the nice thing is, if you do need some of those other things like, Bluetooth and a couple other things, you can just get the bridge, which I think this is like $60 or something, to add on, and you can kind of like use these together. So really cool. Thanks, Homey, for sending those. And yeah, maybe I'll add on, because I'm still using Homey Pro. I love the automations and stuff in it. Maybe I can add on. Hair Riot says, are you loving the Matter keyboard? Yeah, somebody asked. I saw that. Thank you, Hair Riot. Nope, not doing a giveaway today. Maybe we will do a giveaway in the future. It's been a while since we've done one of those, but I have to kind of plan that out beforehand. So maybe we'll do one in the future. C-Buzz, the keyboard on my desk. Whoops, sorry, wrong button. It's plugged in, so I can't pull it too far. This is the Matter keyboard from Third Reality. So let's see. Smart mechanical keyboard from Third Reality. It's this guy right here. I do really like it. Oh, look, they got the Apple Home logo and Home Assistant. Ooh, I'm going to have to try to get this in Home Assistant. I haven't even done that. But yeah, this supports Matter, so it should work everywhere. And I actually have, oh, I moved it in a closet. To be honest with you, to answer the question from Hair Riot, how do I like it? I really like it. This one that I'm using right here is actually this was a pre-production one that they actually gave me this in January at CES in person. So I brought this home on the airplane with me. So there's a few things with it that I think they fixed, and I have the production model waiting for me to connect and set up and everything. I just haven't done it yet, but I really like it. Looks great. It sounds really good. I love the way it sounds. The colors, you can customize and change the colors some and stuff, but essentially what you get is all of the function keys support Matter, so they act as buttons in Apple Home or whatever smart home ecosystem. So you just do like Control F9 or whatever, and you can control any of your smart home accessories with your keyboard. So it's pretty cool if you sit at the desk a lot and you try to control smart home stuff. Like I'm definitely gonna, once I get the new one set up, I'm gonna change it. I was using it for a while, this one, to control like some of my camera lights and stuff like that. So I'm gonna redo that here soon when I have a little bit of time. I just haven't found the time lately for that, but yeah, really cool product. Let's see. Trent, good question. I don't think they updated it for all the keys. That's something they told me they were gonna do, which would be like, I think like 80 something keys or whatever. I don't think that update came. Again, I have not configured the new one, but I think they updated it for all of the function keys. The pre-production one, it was just like up to 8, I think, maybe 10, the function keys, but now I think all the function keys work, and they updated like the little Matter button on it. So I should get that set up, and then maybe I can talk more about it once I'm using it, the actual production model. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got another box to open up. You guys wanted to see that. Let's see what this. So I think we know what this one is.
I found some web results. I can show them if you ask again from your iPhone.
Never fails. All right. So I'm pretty sure this is the lock because I did see level on the label. Sometimes I don't know because these things come from like different shipping places or sometimes like PR companies, so I don't really know. So hey, look at there, it's the Level Lock Pro. Let me get this thing out of here. Oh, there it is, y'all. Level Lock Pro, the invisible smart lock. We got it in matte black. Nice. Let's see, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try to zoom in a little bit and maybe we can fix that focus. Sorry, I don't use that camera very much. CR2 battery, strike plus, everything in the box. We got 2 key fobs, 2 keys, and it is compatible with the Level keypad, which we have learned my wife really likes the keypad. So I got to have a keypad if I use this on the front door. And you can also connect this to the Wi-Fi bridge, but this one here supports Matter over Thread. So that's the way I would go if you decide you want to use one of these. But you do have to have a Thread-enabled hub in your smart home. Yeah, so maybe I'll get this thing installed and talk more about it. Y'all let me know if you have questions about it. It looks big. I think that's just the box. Yeah, nice packaging. It is nice packaging, actually. And to the point earlier of like no badges, look at this. They actually took my advice. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. There's all the badges. So we got them all right there. But Matter is up here. So maybe one day they won't have to put all these there. It'll just say Matter and we'll know. But yeah, nice packaging, man. It kind of looks like, it makes sense that I think they sell these in the Apple stores. Kind of makes sense. This looks like something, you know, That should be in the Apple Store. No, Frederick, I do not have a coupon code. I really didn't know hardly anything about this lock. I can ask. You know, they said they were going to send me their new product, and I didn't know much about it at all until kind of everybody else did, and it was in the news. And like I said, I just got this, picked it up from my box today. Baba isn't trolling. Yeah, I probably will get the 17, the iPhone 17. Haven't decided yet, but last few years I have. I can kind of justify it because of the whole YouTube and like work thing, and then I usually pass down my other phones to my wife or my daughter, or sometimes I'll use it as like a backup phone for certain things, like for filming or automations and stuff like that. I actually have an old iPhone right now that I've got in like a hub mode I'm using for automations. Trent says, what door is it going on? So I haven't decided yet. I might test it out a little bit, talking about the Level Lock Pro, but we do have that matte black, so this might look really good in the garage. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I might test it for a little while, but if this goes anywhere in the house, it's probably going to be the garage, my garage door, because everything, like the matte black would look really good in there. And plus, I won't have to like use a keypad or anything, because the wife doesn't really use that lock too much, or that door a whole lot. So it's mostly just me using that. So I think this would be probably a good one for the garage door. No, I have not seen the quick set. Well, I might have seen the quick set locks. Do they have a matter lock now? I saw a couple of comments earlier, questions. What is the difference between Aqara's water leak sensor and the water sensor T1? That's a good question. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the difference is that the T1 uses the more standardized Zigbee 3.0. If anybody knows if I'm correct or not about that, let me know in the chat. But I think that is the difference in the T1 versions. But either one of them will work just fine and work really well in my experience with your Aqara hub, if you have an Aqara hub. Birdie Baggio, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, says, how much of a pain in the A is it to remove some items from HomeKit and add them to Home Assistant? Is Philips Hue, well, I mean, it's about as much pain in the A as you would expect having to remove a device and then re-add it. So, you know, if you have a whole bunch of them to do that to, then it's a pain in the butt. If, you know, just one or two devices, not really a huge deal. Philips Hue, I've not really been using Philips Hue much in a while. Philips Hue actually, like, I wouldn't probably do that for Philips Hue, because Philips Hue you can connect directly to Home Assistant and HomeKit. So I don't really see a need to, and maybe you have a reason. Let me know if there is a reason. But the Philips Hue hub or bridge can work directly in Home Assistant and directly in HomeKit at the same time. So you don't really have to like remove it from HomeKit. I would just use it in both places. That's what I did with my Philips Hue bridge when I was using it. Oh, thank you, Frederick. Frederick says, yes, the T1 is Zigbee 3.0. Okay, appreciate that. Regarding those Aqara sensors. Jeff says, just install the HomeKit bridge add-on in Home Assistant. Mr. H4 says, regarding this lock. So this is this compatible with European doors? I'm assuming you're talking about this one. This is designed for standard deadbolt locks. So I don't think that's that common on European doors, but if it's just like a door, a deadbolt hole just a single deadbolt, then this should work. But otherwise, I don't know. It might not. And this one here, this is a full lock replacement. So this isn't the one that just replaces like the inside part. This is a full lock replacement. This basically is taking the place of the Level Lock Plus. Yeah, Level Lock Plus. I believe they're discontinuing the Level Lock Plus. And this one right here, the Pro, is taking its place. Robert asked, given Aqara is such a go-to brand for most of us, any chance you can ask for a global discount code next time you receive some, or Australia? Yeah, I can ask them. I'll ask them about that. I don't know how difficult that would be to get if you have to have different discount codes for every region, because they sell mostly, or not exclusively. They do sell like in Best Buy and stuff now, but mostly on Amazon. So you might have to have different codes for different regions. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'll ask. We'll see what we can do, especially since they're sponsoring. They sponsored the podcast, so can't hurt to ask, right? Thank you, Frederick. Be sure to hit the like button and show some love. Appreciate that. Man, it's already almost 45 minutes into the stream. All right. Eric says, is the lock matter over thread or matter over Wi-Fi? It is matter over thread. The Level Lock Pro is matter over thread. You can get the additional, what do they call it? The Level Connect Wi-Fi bridge if you need to use it over Wi-Fi. Personally, I would stick with thread if I was going to be using this. Matter over thread should be, supposedly they fix like battery issues, they improve the battery and all that stuff. So matter over thread, in theory, would be the way that I would go. You just have to have a thread border router or something like that. But if you're in the Apple Home ecosystem already, you probably have a HomePod or an Apple TV that you can use. Yippee, yeah. I'm a fan of thread-enabled locks for sure. Especially in HomeKit, like most of the smart locks that we've had in the past for years supported connected to HomeKit over Bluetooth. Like even Level Lock, like before Thread, they used Bluetooth, and really that was kind of like a HomeKit thing. They just all connected over Bluetooth, which was kind of slow. So Thread is the way to go, and it's one less device, that in compared to Wi-Fi, you don't have to put on your Wi-Fi network necessarily. So yeah, Thread is good, reliable. Level Lock Wi-Fi bridge uses Bluetooth for the lock to talk to the bridge, and the bridge then uses Wi-Fi to talk to your network. Interesting. Thank you, Frederick. I didn't know that. So it's still, in essence, using Bluetooth to some degree for that connection. So could be a better Bluetooth connection maybe, since it's like the lock to their bridge. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't used it. But yeah, I don't really know why you would do that unless you just don't have any thread border routers and I don't know, I get maybe some people really like using Wi-Fi devices. I'm not sure. Only lock company that still uses Bluetooth is August. I don't know, SwitchBot's lock, I think, uses Bluetooth. I actually really like that lock, though. The SwitchBot Lock Pro. That's a good lock, and that one uses Bluetooth, but it uses Bluetooth to connect to their hub. And their Bluetooth implementation has been like one of the best that I've seen. There's a couple that I've seen that have been really good. So I do like the SwitchBot one. But yeah, like a lot of them, like even some locks that connect over Zigbee to a bridge would fall back to Bluetooth only in HomeKit. Like the Aqara, let's see, the Aqara U100, I think the Aqara U50, they connect over Thread to their hub, to an Aqara hub, which sounds like great, but when you use it in HomeKit, And I do like these locks, by the way. Like I use the Aqara locks all the time for friends and stuff. They're good. They're just a little slower in HomeKit only though, because it's just a HomeKit thing. They kind of use that Bluetooth. Oh, thank you, Corey. Yes, SwitchBot Lock Ultra. Thank you for the correction. The Lock Ultra. Actually, I got it right here. Ugh. This one. I should just do that so I don't mess up the name. This is the Lock Ultra. It's a retrofit lock, so you use your original deadbolt. You just replace the inside. It's my little 3D printed rig that I use for stuff. So I moved this one back up here for more testing, and I actually, I replaced this one. I don't know. I'm always changing out locks and stuff, but yeah, this one I was really happy with. Works well. Testing this with some new stuff in here, but yeah, the Ultra, not the Pro. Pro is not bad either, but this one just looks a whole lot better. It's smaller and just a better design. I do not, Brian, know of any smart lock companies that make locks for sliding doors. I've seen this question a number of times. I've seen some people do like some real DIY kind of retrofit stuff using, well, I don't even know if they're doing locks. I mean, there's probably some ways to do it, like real DIY, but nothing out of the box that I know of for sliding doors. Not that supports Apple HomeKit anyways. Mitchell asked, does the new Aqara doorbell work without the door chime? No, it doesn't. I'm going to break it. I got one of those right here too. So the Aqara doorbell G410 was what Mitchell was asking about. And no, you do have to use the chime, and that's because the chime, this is where your SD card goes, which you don't have to use the SD card. I would, if you could, for local recording and stuff. But the chime is actually what connects to HomeKit or to Matter or whatever you're using. So you do have to use the chime. Let's see if I think I have some more questions saved. And I appreciate your patience if you asked a question a while ago. Oh, that's not a question, but I saved that. Thank you, because it was a good comment. Thank you, Juan. It says, I'm not much into podcasts, but I love your podcast. I made sure to leave an awesome review. Good job, and I'm looking forward to more episodes. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate that, man. Dude, you were one of those awesome 5-star reviews maybe that we got. We got a couple of them, I think, in like the first week. Not a lot, but we got a couple of them, so I appreciate that, man. That really does mean a lot. Thank you guys for watching and checking out the new podcast. It's been a new adventure, new project, so I've really been enjoying doing that. And yeah, many more to come for sure. Is there a way to create an automation that resets a light back to adaptive lighting after changing light color or applying an effects instead of having it to open up the Apple Home app? I don't know. That is a good question. I'm not sure. I'll try it out real quick. Let's see. Let's do a new automation. Let's just, here. Can you guys, I don't know if you can see this. Might be too far away and blurry. Let's find where's the light with? I think in my studio, I know I got something with adaptive lighting. So easy way to answer that is just to check. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so I think right there in your automation, you should be able to just choose the light color instead of choosing a different color. Whatever you're, in your automation, just choose adaptive lighting. Should work. I had to check because I don't have any automations that use adaptive lighting. So should be able to just create another automation or add that as a part of your automation, maybe at the end to switch it back. Pierre says, a friend of mine lost power while they were away. Can anyone recommend a refrigerator temperature sensor, battery based, that works in Apple Home? So far, I can only find the Maris R1. If you're using it in your refrigerator, I'm not sure about the freezer, but I've used an Aqara temperature sensor, just a little cheap temperature sensor. I've used that in my refrigerator for a while. The battery might die a little quicker than normal, but it's really not bad. Those batteries last so long anyways. That's what I would do if you have an Aqara hub, especially already. And of course, that'll work in Apple Home. I have not used the Maris R1, but yeah, I think probably any decent temperature sensor would probably work in the refrigerator, because the refrigerator doesn't get too cold. If you put it in the freezer, that might be a different story. But yeah, I've used the Aqara temperature sensor in my refrigerator for a while now, actually. Joe says, does the Aqara G410 have the same overheating issues as the previous version? I never experienced any overheating issues with the previous version. I haven't heard of that being like a huge problem. Like other doorbells, I have heard that being like a huge problem. I'm trying to find, I think they addressed... trying to find I had a website, or we talked about it in a previous stream. But they addressed a bunch of stuff in firmware updates after it first came out, and I'm thinking there might have been something in there about the overheating. I can't find that. I can't find the website now, but I haven't had any experience with the overheating. I've been using one. I installed this one at a friend's house, and it is under a covered porch, so maybe that's, maybe that helps it from overheating or whatever. But I haven't heard of anybody having an issue with these overheating. I also used the original G4 doorbell for a long time. My mom is still using one, and I never had any issues with that one overheating either. Oh man, Corey, not impressed with the Aqara cameras. See, I mentioned that in my review video of the G5 Pro, that I don't like the whole like subscription thing, but they changed it quickly after I made that video. They went some of those changes that I mentioned in firmware updates, and they opened it up. So I mean, you can record locally. I mean, the G5 has local recording built in. The G100, you could put an SD card. You can record locally. They support HomeKit secure video, so you don't need a subscription for that. They support RTSP streaming, OnVIF support, so like you really don't have to have the subscription at all for those cameras to work. Like I said, I'm using both of those that you mentioned. At the house that I just installed some for a friend, and I didn't have her sign up for the subscription at all. And I'm using the G5 Pro also in my house right now, and I'm not using the subscription. Yeah, you can also record to a NAS with those as well. Yep, true, if you have a NAS set up. Oh dang, the OG G4 overheats every day in the morning. So some people have had issues with that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have not experienced that. I would think if it was going to overheat, the one that I installed at my mother's house would probably have that problem because it's kind of out in the open, but she hasn't told me that it's been overheating. So maybe we just got lucky. Oh, thanks, Jeff. There you go. Jeff says RG410 hasn't had any overheating issues, and it's facing west with open sun to it. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. 'Cause like I said, the one I installed was under a covered porch, so it gets a lot of shade. So that's good to know. Thank you, Jeff. Jerry says, I have the Eve Energy smart plug with energy monitoring. I'm using HomeKit controller, but I can't see the energy monitoring because attributes to create an automation. Is this because of it? Yeah, I think it's more of a HomeKit thing and not Matter. I think it's a HomeKit thing. If you're using it in the controller app and you're using it through HomeKit, HomeKit still just doesn't really support energy monitoring like they should. So yeah, hopefully that's going to change soon. We'll see. Let's see. I think there may be some other questions. Lawrence says, I have a 50-inch TV and was thinking about adding lights to the back, like LED lights. Do you have a brand you would recommend? I run a Amazon house. So it depends on what you're looking for. Really, any light strip would be fine in theory if you just want like some bias lighting behind your TV. That's what I've done for years. I've used different ones. I've used Philips Hue, just the standard light strip. Over here in this room, I have the Nanoleaf 4D, which has the little camera that kind of looks down. Govee also makes those same devices. And the reason you use those is so they kind of like the lighting matches what's on the TV. The colors and stuff will change based on what's on the TV. Whether or not you want that, that's up to you. If you want that, I would recommend going with the sync box of some sort instead of the camera type, module or whatever, but just a camera essentially that sits on top of the TV and looks down. Like I said, Govee makes them. Nanoleaf has one. Those are the ones I've used, but the sync box is just going to be more accurate, and you don't have to have that camera sitting on the top of your TV. The sync boxes are more expensive. Govee makes, I think it's the Govee Sync Box 2, yeah, AI Sync Box 2. So this one right here that Govee makes, I'm using 2 of these in my house. They are a little bit more expensive than you'll get like the little camera devices that I was talking about. But I like these because they're just a little bit more accurate. They're, if you have the budget, I would get one of these. Or Philips Hue. A lot of people will also recommend Philips Hue because, they make good stuff too. The problem with the Philips Hue ones is that they are extremely expensive. So while this one here is more than like one of the camera units or just a regular light strip, it's not near as much as the Philips Hue ones. Philips Hue stuff gets really expensive. So it just kind of depends on budget and stuff. If you got unlimited budget, maybe the sync box from Philips Hue. If you want to keep it like within reason, I would definitely look at the AI sync box from Govee. And these do support Matter. Like I said, I'm using 2 of these. I've got one in my living room, and I recently put one in my bedroom. And yeah, I'm a fan of those. They support Matter, so you get it into Apple Home. Or you said you're an Amazon house, so all of these will work with Amazon. So you should be good to go there. You can only use, no, actually this one, well, one at a time, yeah, but this one here, and see, I only use, literally, like I only use Apple TVs on all of my devices, but this one here has 4 HDMI ports. So you could switch. I'm trying to see if it shows somewhere the ports. I think it's 4. HDMI, yeah, 4 in and 1 out. So you got 4 ports that you can use, and you can switch between the different ports on this one here. I'm not 100% sure on the Philips Hue one how many ports they use. Why do you need lights behind your TV? Because, man, it's awesome. It's so much better. If you haven't done it yet, do it. Whether you use a sync box or not, like, let me try to find a good photo here. Come on, Gobi, where's a good photo? It just looks so much better. This, like, see, you see right there, you get that nice glow. This actually is better for your eyes. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure there's like studies that have been made that says the bias lighting is actually better for your eyes when you have lighting, backlighting on your TV like that. And it feels like a less of a strain on your eyes when you're watching it, especially in like a pitch black room. It's once you get used to it, you can't go back. Like, I have one friend that still doesn't have a light strip behind his TV, and every time I go over there, I'm like, dude, you got to get a light strip behind the TV. It just looks naked or something. It just doesn't look right without one. So, yeah, Hair Riot says it's wild how much better it is. Yeah, definitely got to get, even if it's just a regular light strip and you're not, you know, going with the movie and all that stuff, just a regular light strip, and you just change the colors or whatever, it's still going to look so much better. There you go. You heard it right there. Hair Riot says, I don't believe it either. Didn't believe it either until I tried it, and now I'll never go back. So there you go. Give it a shot. No, knock it till you try it. It's definitely worth it, I say. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Again, reminder, there is not going to be a stream next week because I'll be at IFA. If you want to follow along my journey and kind of come with me as I travel to Europe, go to Germany, Berlin, Germany to be exact, follow me over on Instagram, and I'll also post some stuff here on YouTube as well. Check out the podcast next time you're in the car driving to work. The Wife Approved Podcast. Would love your support over there. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your week and a great day. God bless.